Every time I celebrate my anniversary to the priesthood, I will wear my ordination vestment. And this is the very first vestment that I have worn as a priest. This means this vestment is 38 years old already and still counting. And I would say that my priesthood as a vocation starts at home. Vocation starts at home because as a family, our life in the Philippines revolved not only at work or in school, but also in the church. So it's family, work, school, and church. And I owe my vocation from my parents and from the rest of the family. In fact, I have an uncle, the eldest of my father's siblings, was a Catholic priest. And two relatives of my dad are nuns, they're sisters. So it runs in the family. We belong to priestly and religious family. But it should be inculcated at home. And also, I remember when I was in the primary school, our teachers in the primary school would ask us to and encourage us to pursue priestly and religious vocation. And that is something beautiful. I was a young boy when I entered the seminary after year 6. I was only 13 years old because there was still the minor seminary. And I was determined to become a priest because I was so encouraged. I didn't ask how much I would earn because I think it's a beautiful career as a young boy. Then I was accompanied by my dad, and there were 22 young boys that started way back 1972. After 4 years of study of humanities in the minor seminary, only about 12 of us were left. And then we continued after another 4 years of study of philosophy. Only 6 of us were there. But after 12 years, only 1 was left. And thanks be to God, the gift of the priesthood was given to me. April 28, 1984. So I thank also my first bishop, Celestino in Berga. Let's pray for him, who ordained me as a priest in the Diocese of Daet in the Philippines. So I have worked in several ministries and apostolates in the church. My very first assignment was to teach in the seminary. So I was a professor in the seminary as a young priest. I was also assigned as formator, in fact, a prefect of discipline, a disciplinarian. After that, I became assistant priest for a year and then parish priest for the rest of my priestly career or vocation and ministry in the Philippines. I have my sojourn to Australia because most of my families are here. I started to have my pastoral ministry here just before the Olympics in 2000. And I worked it until 2003, and I was recalled back to the Philippines by the bishop. And after working there in the parishes, I returned to Australia in 2015. So a total of almost more than 10 years now in Australia, working in different parishes. I have been assigned with Julian Porteous in Dulwich Hill, in Lidcombe, in Bankstown, in Fairfield, Rockdale, and finally, Cronulla. So my priesthood is a kind of journey. I would say it's a kind of Emmaus experience. When Cleopas and the other disciples were walking, and when they were talking with Jesus, they were full of passion, zeal, and enthusiasm. Their heart was burning with zeal. And this is my journey in the priesthood. 38 years, and the passion is still there. I love to work with the people, preaching, teaching, imparting the ministry of the priesthood, whatever I can. And I believe that this is a vocation. This is a special calling. And it's not easy to become a priest because I would say even that day or that night before I was ordained, my dad would ask me, "Frank, are you really determined to become a priest?" For me, that was a crazy question because after 12 years, I was telling him, after 12 years, I've studied 12 years, and now you're asking me, tomorrow I will be ordained priest, you're asking me why I really would like to become a priest. And my dad said, it's easy to become a priest. It's easy to study for the priesthood. 12 years is so fast. But to live the life of the priest is not that easy. And indeed, that was a challenge. How can I forget that word from my dad, that word of wisdom, to live the life of the priesthood? As I go to my books, I went to this French priest who made a beautiful poetry on the priesthood. And he said about the priest these lines: "What is a priest? To live in the midst of the world without wishing its pleasures, to be a member of each family yet belonging to none, to share all suffering, to penetrate all secrets, to heal all wounds, to go from man to God, and to offer him their prayers, to return from God to man, to bring pardon and hope, to have a heart of fire of charity, and a heart of bronze for chastity, to teach and to pardon, console and bless always." When we were ordained priests, we have the vow of obedience to our bishop and to our superior, and the vow of celibacy. And we are committed to this. Of course, priests are human beings. We are not exempted from temptations. We are no angels. We are also prone to human weakness. That's why we hear priests getting sick, being worn out as in the ministry, some priests leaving the priesthood. So if only I have to ask one thing from you, just pray for your priest, for all the priests of the Archdiocese, the priests serving here in our parish. Pray for our parish priest, Father James, and for myself. God bless you.